Hi my friend, it's Pat Sloan here for my daily video, and I have two fun things today. One, I'm going to talk about a new free pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop called the Postage Stamp Quilt, and two, I have been doing a bunch of little clips to show you things that I do during the week. And I thought it might be fun, maybe every month or so, to take these little clips and sort of walk through what I did, like different things that went on that don't really make it into my daily video for whatever reason. So I'm going to have that. It's kind of fun. It was fun to do. So you'll see me in sort of different things. So let's talk about the postage stamp quilt, because I absolutely love postage stamp quilts. They're tiny little squares, and that's all it is. Different formats. Sometimes they're all on point, you know, all the little squares. They might just be what I did, like my checkerboards. Here, the one the Fat Quarter Shop has is blocks on point with the background, which I love. And they've written it, they have done an amazing job. For a free pattern, they have done an amazing job. Plus, Kimberly has a video. So everything is linked below in the description box here. You can go over and get the free pattern and watch her video. So they wrote the pattern for honey buns, which are 1.5 inch strips, and they also wrote it for jelly rolls, which are 2.5 inch strips. So you can cut your own strips. You don't need them to be a purchased designer roll, but they are darn pretty and fun to work with. So I'm going to show you two, and I'm going to sew up one of them, make one block here today to show you, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. So we're going to do that first, and then we'll go to my little days in review. So this honey bun here is called Spring, I think it's called Spring Chick, yeah. Spring Chick, because look at that. Look at the little chicks. Aren't they cute? So the thing with this jelly roll is they're white. Let's look at the colors. White, gray, green, pink. Yeah, so white, white, yellow, gray, green, pink. And let's go down the table here. So I am going to alternate it with pink fabric. So I'll be just doing this checkerboard, this big checkerboard here. And then the alternating will be one of my Morrison Park fabrics. So I brought out two of them to audition. So one I'll put the block on top of it when I get it done. But here's one, and then I'm sort of leaning towards this one, just because I don't know, it looks really good. I may actually, you don't need every single one of these. I think I can take most of these pinks out so that they don't blend into this pink background. And I could, with one honey bun, I can make either the crib or the lap size. And this size here is the lap size. Now we have a little girl in the family. She's less than a year old, and I made her one quilt, and I'm thinking these little chicks would be super cute to send to her. But the other one that I have, which I think is really pretty, let's come back up here. The other honey bun that I have is a French General honey bun, and that is reds and grays, a soft sort of buttery yellow and cream. Just gorgeous. And this would go on this gray, and then I have some binding fabric. So I really like this one too. I would definitely do this one a little bit bigger as a throw, but I'm going to do the Spring Chicks. So I'm going to keep this though together, because I might just, you know, sew them as I'm sewing other things, because sewing these checkerboards are pretty darn easy. They're just strips, and then you subcut them and then line up the little squares. So all I'm going to do is unwrap the strips first. I've already taken a roller lint over this. A lint roller, you know what I mean, roller, lint roller. And so let's see what we got. I'm gonna pull this off. And so basically what I want to do is take the colors and do alternating. I think I'm going to do a block alternating, maybe the creams, because I got to do the first, then I'm going to take the pinks out. So I have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of one tone, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the other. So if I do 4, that's a white, pure white there. So if I do the chicks and then white, these would be the lighter ones. Oop, that's 3, and I'm just going to take them right off of here. 4, And then I don't want to do the yellow this time, or I don't want to intermix them. So I think I'm going to go down to the green and gray. So I will take green and gray and alternate with those. So they start on the outside. So I've got gray and gray. And then there's gray chicks. Look how cute those are. Gotta have them. The gray chicks. And then Kimberly has a whole video on this, so I am going to just sew my block up and then show you. I think I'm going to move the gray over and do a green and another green. Let's get a green. Okay, so these are my colors. What I'm going to do is sew that block up, and then I'll show it to you. Here we go. I have my one postage stamp block. You actually had to make 2 blocks. Let me just put a picture up here. You had to make 2 blocks and to cut all the strips to be able to sew one together. I had a little, I didn't pay attention. So I was flipping a couple of them. You can see here, I've got a chicken at the top of 2 of them rather than the dot, down below. So when I did that, this is what happened. I had some of the fabrics, touching. I didn't want that. So here we go. A final block. And I really like it. There is a light row here and a light row here, which I probably will pay more attention with the alternating. They are different fabrics, but they're all light backgrounds. So I'd rather have it a little bit more checkerboardy, but this is staying in. There are also 3 strips left over that will go into future blocks. Let's take a look at it on the pink. So here we go. It looks good on the pink. I really like it. It will just be really fresh. And I think I will end up taking these pink strips and putting them in somewhere, because if they're, even if one comes towards the edge, I'm not going to be too worried about that. All right, let's take a little spin around some things that have been going on that I do. Different things that I did that didn't make it into other videos. First of all, I'm going to talk about how the camera, this that you're looking at, that I'm talking to, broke. This is not a good thing. The card, just like your cameras you click, it has a digital card. There's a mechanism in there. It broke. This camera is very old. They don't make it anymore. It's a great camera. Everything else works. So Greg has me all wired up now so that I can get the videos off without it going on a card. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple little clips here, and then I'll wrap up. Another thing I did the last few days in my quest to make more work for myself, which it happens. Just because I do this as a business doesn't mean that I don't make big old mistakes, like this whole pile here. See all of this? All of that is cut wrong. Wrong. And I have, and here's more cut wrong. And I only have this much left of this one piece of fabric that I'm using. So now I have to carefully measure to see if I can get the pieces out of this. Otherwise I'm going to have to change plans. And luckily the other 2 fabrics I had enough of. And I was able to cut everything I needed for this quilt. There's a little bit left. There's some other little chunks left, some pieces from the first one. I actually sewed some of them together because I thought, well, this fabric is, has a pattern that'd be easy to sew it together, and a seam might be right on the edge. But anyways, I didn't have to use any of those. I've got it all here, all cut the correct size. This is for a book project. Okay, lost time, can't get it back. Moving on, getting it sewn. One of the things I did this weekend is go through some quilts because my aunt and uncle were coming down to visit from Pennsylvania, and I had not seen them in a long time. So this is my dad's brother and his wife, and so I really wanted to give them a quilt. I've always wanted to give my uncle something sort of Western feel. So what I did is I found my Out West quilt. So this is the one. I'll pop a picture up, but here's the Out West quilt. And then I decided that I would give my aunt the Merry and Bright quilt, which is a holiday quilt, so she could use that coming up. So anyways, that's what I did coming through here. It was very nice to be able to have all these quilts down here together where I can get through them. Plus, it's nice to be able to give a quilt in person rather than just mailing them to them. So that is so exciting. So I loved getting the quilts for my aunt and uncle. When we went and visited them, I'm going to show you here, showing the quilts to them. This is my Uncle Terry, and it was just so wonderful to be able to give it to him in person. And this is my Aunt Kathy. They are my only aunt and uncle. My dad and my mom both had one sibling, and these are my dad's brother and his wife. And so they're the only aunt and uncle I have left. And they are amazing. I won the aunt and uncle lottery when I got them. They are great people. I love them to death. So this was so much fun to do. Okay, oh, I also got my flu shot. So I'm all ready now, got the flu shot. Now I can do the wait period, so then I'll be eligible for the COVID booster. Whew, get healthy for this winter when it comes around. All right, my friend. Hey, let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you liked seeing these little clips as they came around, and whether that was a lot of fun. And I hope that you will make a postage stamp quilt. What I'm going to do is sort of get these ready and just sew them as I'm doing other things, and I'll keep you updated on that. So I love you. Mwah. See you online.